Hey guys, it's Peter Cunha, your New Jersey real estate giant. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Emily Robinson from Realy Point Title. How you doing?
I'm good today. Thank you for having me.
So you are officially what I call my BPAL, my business partner of the week. And I just wanted, so the audiences were growing the YouTube channel, kind of understand your business, kind of how we're aligned. You're doing so much. One of the things that I always love about you is it doesn't matter. I get invited to so many events, and lo and behold, who's always there? Rally Point is always a big sponsor, especially with the educational stuff for realtors. So thank you for that. Keep doing what you're doing because I know that a lot of my good friends, Joe Allegro, I believe, has his title license with you. Is that correct?
Yeah, he does. We work with Joe fairly often. So, however we can support our partners is a big part of what we do.
Yeah, and again, what excites me about just kind of having this conversation with you is very similar that you were in a business that how did Rally Point happen? How long has it been? But I always consider you the expert when it comes to title, and just what's your journey to how you started Rally Point?
Yeah. So I really started about 12 years ago. I worked for a real estate attorney who had a partnership with a title company, and I kind of fell into the role of processing a lot of title. So my experience is really on the inside. I'm really a process person. I believe that like the operations is really the core of it. You can have as many friends and referrals as you want, but if the operations isn't running and you don't have that system down, it's just not going to matter. So the team becomes everything. And I really understand that from being in the processing place. So about 12 years in title insurance on the inside, and I really got to a place where I knew a lot of what I was doing and what had to be done. So I went out on my own. I thought, let's just dive in, really. And with that, I became worked a lot with attorneys, realtors, and just did a lot of networking, which was very new to me at the time. Networking and sales was not my lane. I was really, like I said, in the office. And the more I met people and realized what they wanted and what they needed from a title company, I think it was able to fine tune what was happening in the office. And I spend a lot of time here with the girls, training, things like that. So it really breaks down to a basic need for communication. And the more you can deliver good service and communicate that to whether it's the attorney, realtor, the buyer, as long as their expectations are kind of managed and what to expect in the closing process, it becomes a happy experience. And that's really all we want from our closing. We don't want people to say, oh my God, I bought a house and it was the worst experience ever. I don't want to buy another house. It was crazy. We want it to be the opposite and then just be like, this was great. It was smooth. All I had to worry about was paint colors. And that's what we're here for.
It's funny because I don't I you know I listen, we're in the same business. I always call it the real estate block, right? And it's no news is good news, I guess, like Gary Gnu used to say. And yeah, I'm probably dating myself right there, but it's funny how people expect a transaction to go seamlessly, right? And I had it's kind of it's interesting because sometimes it just it's we only hear about it when it's negative.
Yeah.
Or a tendency to hear about it when it's negative, especially when I'm a broker. It's I hear a lot more stories because I coach my agents and personally, and we go through and like I'm part of a transaction that the client will never see me on, or
Yeah.
on a off chance occasion, it's like I was showing something on behalf of somebody because it was like literally across the street from where I live. And I was talking to the person. I was like, we're all just human, right? Like, I'm not trying to sell you anything.
Yeah.
I just want to give you customer service. So there's like common themes. You mentioned communication, the 5 a.m. call that I listened to pretty religiously. Yesterday was all on communication, tone and purpose. My purpose is to deliver a seamless transaction. I always, recently I've been comparing myself to like a Sherpa like if you want to climb like Mount Kilimanjaro, right? It's, you know, everybody has this beautiful tale of like, oh, look at this big, beautiful house that I own, or like,
Yeah.
I can't believe I own this house. But it's like, I don't decide when people want to buy and sell. I just literally just try to help them,
Right.
to get them to where they want to be. So, and it doesn't happen by myself. It's people like you, Rally Point Title, it's the attorney. And we were talking about that, like what's the best referral for you? Is it a realtor? Is it an attorney? It's like kind of both,
Yeah,
right?
it's really a mixed bag of both. Real estate agents, attorneys, we work so closely with them sort of on the inside. Like the buyer might not even really see us till closing day when we're physically there with documents to sign, but it becomes about the team. The realtor, the attorney, the lender, the title, like as long as everybody's jiving together, and the best is when everybody kind of knows each other or familiar. Those are the smoothest closings.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, what I love is, we've paired up with a couple of attorneys, and when we sit at the closing table and the client's running 5 or 10 minutes behind, and it's just like a good catch up, and we talk
Yeah.
about the market, like that's what people like. I talk about real estate every single day of my life. I mean, if it's not social media, like, keeping people updated, it's like mastermind groups with, I
Mhm.
just did a post today about like, I don't care where you're moving, right? I'm buying a place in Portugal. We were talking about places that you want are on your bucket list. Like,
Yeah.
do you want to buy a place in Greece, right? That'll give
Yeah.
you a place to go to every year. It's I'm buying a resort place out in Portugal with the intent of being able to trade it off so I can go to Greece. I want to go to
Right.
Paris for my 10-year anniversary, right? It's the joke behind that one is I proposed to my wife on top of the Eiffel Tower in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
you
Very
know
nice. Yeah.
so she's watching this video and kind of spoil the fun, but I want to propose to her again for 10 years,
Oh, that's amazing.
in
Yeah.
Paris, kind of doing it ass backwards, but it is what it is. So all right, your Rally Point Title, you've been in business for 4 years, you've been in title your whole career. What are you saying? I mean, obviously I know that you have a lot of agents that work with you because I only hear good things.
Appreciate it.
What other things, what is it about Emily that we should know? What do you like to do outside of title? Because, music,
I'm not
book,
but I'm not writing title reports. In the winter, me and my husband and my two kids are a big ski snowboard family. So if we're not writing title in the winter, we're not snowed in. We're definitely figuring out how to get to a mountain somewhere. So that's probably what we do in our downtime.
all
But
right. So you guys
yeah,
look forward to, so you're outdoorsy. Oh my God, I can't believe, let's talk about your other business, which
yeah. So if I'm not selling title, um, my husband and I also own a turkey farm, and we're in Old Bridge, New Jersey. We raise turkeys August to November just for the Thanksgiving holiday. And they're all crated to the USDA about the Friday before Thanksgiving. So they're all fresh killed. And then people usually pick them up Monday and Tuesday before Thanksgiving. And people reserve them online. We sold about 1,000 turkeys last year. So it's been growing every year for 8 years.
so
And I'm probably the only title agent that will also tell you how to raise turkey. So
I find that phenomenal, right?
yeah.
Like, especially with we're all kind of in Halloween mode, but it's we're also right around the corner from Turkey Day. So it's
Yeah, and our turkeys they're all natural. I mean, like I said, they're fresh killed, and they really only have that one bad day. So
right. No, that's awesome. What else? All right. So I love putting people on the spot, right? So
yeah,
do you want sports, book, or music?
like pick a category: sport, book, or
Yeah,
music.
yeah. Don't go with sport. You already kind of went there
I
with it.
probably go with music, but I don't know. It depends on the genre, maybe.
All right, let's go. What's your last concert?
Last concert was Shania Twain in Vegas with my sisters, end of August. Her last residency concert, so it's pretty
Okay.
stellar.
That was your last concert.
Last concert, August, yeah.
I don't know why. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before that, we saw Tool
All right. So all right. So I probably
at
wasn't
Prudential, I
expecting
think.
Tool. Shania Twain, I could see Tool. Is
Shania
that
Twain, it was a good girls thing to do. We went to Vegas for it. But just local, like my husband and I, we went to see Tool, and I think that was in like maybe that was May or something like that.
okay? How was that show? Where did you go in the mall?
Good. They it was, a lot of lights, a lot of, I don't know how to say it, kind of trippy, a lot going on. So
No, that's awesome. It's I love concerts. I love music. I love books. What book has most influenced you other than the Bible or something like that? And have you recommended to other people?
there's a couple. The one I most recently read was called Raving Fans. And the takeaway there was really that satisfied customers these days just aren't enough. You need to go above and beyond in the customer service role to make an impact. And that's what's going to have that person refer you again to their friends or family or tell people about you. Just being a satisfied customer, like going and having a burger and saying, okay, that was good. They're not going to go home and say how great it was. They're just satisfied. So that was a really good book, especially looking at customer service. And another one I read was Good to Great. It was just about different companies, large companies like Southwest and just like Lowe's, companies like that who really just Walmart went from being kind of here to understanding their customers and going beyond. And that one's called Good to Great. I really liked that one. It's a little bit of a longer read though.
All right. So you just hit so many touch points. Raving Fans is what I always tell people that we're trying to create. I was recently invited to a murder mystery lunch by one of my former clients.
That's fun.
We have such a hoot. We hang out with the 55 plus community at Leisure Village.
Okay.
And, you just kind of the jokes that come like what was it? The scariest people in history, like our names. It's like Vlad the Impaler, Jack the Ripper,
Yeah.
Genghis Khan, and Joe Biden, right? You have to wait for that one, but these are the sort of jokes that you hear at these murder mystery type things, and you're like, that's classic.
Yeah.
That and then the Raving Fans is just like that's all we kind of live for. And then the other thing, I just shot a video while we were setting up here before you jumped on the call, and it was a lot of people have done home improvements during the pandemic. And are you a Lowe's or a Home Depot person, right? Like that's my question that was out there.
So I'm a Lowe's person. My husband, I mean, I think Home Depot might do the same thing, but I've just had better experiences with Lowe's. But they're good to their veterans. They give them specials, discounts, and we're a veteran family. My husband's in the Marines, so we always gravitate there. I don't know, we just do.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I got both the Lowe's and the Home Depot card, and I'm completely a Lowe's guy. I don't know if it's a geographic thing or whatever, because when I'm helping out my clients, say in Eatontown and Long Branch, I go to Home Depot just because it's right there.
Okay. Yeah, it's right
The
there.
off, so it's just kind of it is what it is. But it's just funny because I never really thought about the customer service part of it. And I have a good friend that's like, the joke is she's been there forever, and every time I say hello to her, they're like, "Who's this tall guy?" I'm like, and all I do is look them dead in the eye, and I'm like, "She used to change my diaper."
Yeah. We go way back.
Yeah, we go way back. So it's just fun. I love what we do. I know we're going through what I consider a confusing time. We're all trying to figure it out. Inflation rates. I had an attorney trying to blame Putin for inflation rates, and I just kind of chuckled.
Yeah, no.
You just don't say anything, I guess. But we're all trying to figure it out. All going through the same thing. It's been interesting seeing the market shift a little bit. when interest rates more than doubled from their lows at, under, sub 3%, to, I guess we're floating around 7%, and people are thinking that rates could even go as high as 10, who knows? Only time will tell. I don't have that crystal ball, so it's either way, it looks like you're getting busy. I see.
Now I'm getting blown up here.
All right. So listen, we should do these more often so your phone rings more frequently. But
Yeah.
hey, Emily, I appreciate you. You're one of my supporters. When Open Doors launched 14 months ago, I was a little skittish because do I really want to invest in somebody with a startup? And you took the reins and never really kind of asked questions and kind of supported me during the growth mode, and we continue to grow. So you're definitely a Open Doors Realty partner, and we
Yeah.
just thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you having me. And yeah, this was great. Thank you.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe there, Miss Emily. All right.
Subscribe. Yes. Halfway
Uh,
there.
Yeah, appreciate your time. All right. Listen, have a
Right.
great weekend, and I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.